Here I'm doing my max effort upper body day, day one, and I'm doing a wide grip touch and go bench press. This is at 185 pounds, a warm up set, but typically I start with the empty barbell and then we'll do 8 to 10 reps there and then go 135 pounds and doing 6 to 8 there depending on what I'm doing that day. Here's 205, another warm-up set here, getting ready. And as I said in one of my other videos, I'm following a Andy Baker inspired or Andy Baker style conjugate training system. So first 2 days are max effort. Day one is max effort upper body press or bench press, which is what I'm doing here. Day two is a max effort lower body and alternate every week, whether it's a max effort deadlift or max effort squat, and those are always a variation, alternating quite often. And then day three is the dynamic effort dynamic effort bench press, and that's using kind of the competition style bench. And the first several weeks are with bands, and then take that off as I go up, start at 60% and build up to about 80%. Here, my training partner Rio is getting his electrolytes, licking my hair, making sure he's hydrated, and replacing those electrolytes from his workout. Day four on this Andy Baker style conjugate is the dynamic effort lower body, where I do the competition squat and competition deadlift, but their dynamic effort, again, the first couple weeks of a 5-week cycle, using bands on the squat at 60 and 65%. And then once I get to 70, 75, and 80 on those last 3 weeks, I'm not using bands, just moving the bar fast on the way up using that compensatory acceleration training. That was my set at 225. And we're going to load up 245 here, kind of still a last kind of warm-up set pretty much. So here's my dynamic effort day, my max effort day on the press. Again, using a wide grip touch and go. Andy Baker's designing for natural athletes, not using drugs. A lot of them at home gyms or garage gyms where you don't have a lot of the specialty bars. So a lot of the variation on the max effort day comes from the grip width. So using a wide grip, narrow grip, normal grip, can come from a pause. Right now I'm doing a touch and go, but I will do some pauses, or the range of motion, doing a floor press, a pin press, a board press. Even early on in my cycle, I did a Larson press. I don't really love that, but that's why I did it early as that variation. So when you're doing the max effort, the exercise changes on a weekly basis, so you're able to go to a relatively high intensity, usually 1 to 3 reps. Initially I was doing a heavy set of 3. Now I am hitting singles. I think Andy usually has them do some back off sets as well, probably 2 sets of 5 after that max effort. I have not been doing that because I lift at 5:30 in the morning before I got to get to work. So I'm a little bit short on time. And then also being 51, just being a little bit cautious, especially here with this wide grip. I'm doing too much volume with that wide grip. Just trying to get used to this type of training system. I've never done any kind of conjugate training. There was 245. We're going to load it up to 265. Using my wood squat rack here. Some people have some concern with that. I've got wood pegs also. This is a very sturdy rack. I have no concerns. My father made it. It's actually a work of art. 4x4 oak posts, made with a offset joint there with that 45-degree angle brace. I guess it's an old styled mortise and tenon joint that they used to make barns back in the day, where driving that dowel through and the holes are offset, so it pulls everything together, making it a tighter fit. So those vertical uprights and my horizontal spotter arms are all attached, and then the horizontal top bar and bottom bar can come off, so I can take it apart and move it. Those 1-inch dowels are oak dowels, homemade by my father, so they're not bought at a store. They are not cheap. And then the hole is at an angle upward, so that dowel is in there, and that bar, when it's set there, is resting on and touching the vertical post. So it's very solid, and that 1-inch oak dowel can totally support that weight. I've squatted over 400 pounds off of this rack, and it manages it fine. I've got no concerns with that. Here is my 265. We'll do that for a single. And obviously you don't want to just slam the bar back into the rack. I handle that pretty easily, pretty good. We're going to go up to 285, and that's going to end up being my top single for the day. Yeah, you don't want to throw it back into the rack, but I'm always controlling it, and that's what you need to do for safety anyways. I'm not going to be letting anybody lift here that's going to be throwing the bar back into the rack. That could create a concern, but not if you're controlling the weight and setting it down as you should. 285 for a wide grip, that's pretty good for me. My first powerlifting meet a couple years ago, I benched 275 on my first attempt, and it went so well, I made the rookie mistake and made too big a jump for my second attempt, failed my second and third attempt. My second meet, I opened there at 275, and then I was smarter and hit 286 for my second attempt, and then actually completed 297 on my third attempt, but forgot to wait for the rack command, so it did not count there. I did 297 in my third unsanctioned meet there, so 285 here is on a touch and go where I'm at. Starting my week 5, pretty happy with. Rio back to get some more electrolytes here from me, and he loves this. I know people think it's gross. I just kind of let him lick my forehead and my side of my head, so I don't have a problem with it. Sometimes it gets to be a bit much, but he loves the attention and he loves it. I have a couple Billard deep dish plates that you see I'm using here. These are the first deep dish I've ever owned. They were relatively inexpensive, and I actually really love them. I cleaned them up, but left them kind of bare steel with the little bit of paint that's still on them. Here I'm going 285, going down, touch and go. Moves fairly well, but it was that was what I needed. I wasn't going to push that anymore. I'm not maxing out, but just trying to do a max effort. So transitioned to the garage gym portion of our facility, the Brookings Barbell Club here, and doing my repetitive effort method or my hypertrophy work with dumbbell press and using some power blocks here. I've never utilized power blocks until I bought these off of Facebook Marketplace a few months ago. And when I worked in the collegiate setting, we obviously had a rack full of dumbbells, didn't need power blocks. But in the garage gym setting, I think the power blocks are way better. And I really like these. I got these for about $400, I think, on Facebook Marketplace with the stand. They're up to 90 pounds. I'm handling them pretty well, but also being just careful with that overall volume right now. So I'd love to have a pair that went up to 120, but the 90s are plenty for me to get my volume work right now. If you notice, I've got the Massonomics podcast on the TV there in the background. A lot of people think I'm a psychopath for listening to podcasts while I'm lifting, but I've got science on my side. Get a guaranteed 57% increase in testosterone by listening to the Massonomics podcast while you're lifting. So, science on my side, I'm going to stick with it. Seriously, 25 years working in a collegiate weight room with loud music, 12 hours a day. I really don't need a lot of loud music. If I'm doing a really heavy day, or I'm really especially tired that day, I will listen to music, but don't feel I need to. I don't use ammonia or anything like that, or really get a ton hyped up. I take that kind of workman style training that I'm just putting in the work, and yeah, I'll kind of internally get a little hyped if I need to, but don't need a lot of loud music. 5:30 in the morning when I'm in the basement gym, I can't have loud music, and garage gym, I can't turn it up a whole lot anyway either. I do not love having headphones in when I lift. We didn't allow them in the college weight room, so I'm just not accustomed to that. Don't love it. And here I am, Rocky making an appearance there with Rio, getting some love there. But for my upper back row workout, I'm doing a rack row here. I had been doing an incline supported dumbbell row for the first 4 weeks, but just change it up to a rack row or inverted row, what some people might call it, bringing it chest to the bar, trying to keep my body straight and not use my hips. Really just trying to get some upper back work without putting a lot of stress on the lower back. So that's why I chose this rack row, and that's why I was doing the incline supported dumbbell row prior to that. Got to spend some time with the pups in between sets. Got a pretty quick 45 minutes to an hour time frame from 5:30 to 6:30. Then I got to get showered and get to work at 7. So let the pups have a little love in between sets while I'm resting here. See the Massonomics certified training facility there, banner in the background. A little tidbit for everyone: the Brookings Barbell Club and Mo Strength garage gym and basement gym are the first dual certified facility by Massonomics. There's a little nugget for you, unknown until now. Getting another set of rack rows here, chest to bar, just kind of putting in the work while the pups look on. It was a $600 Let me know in the comments what your favorite horizontal row is. Getting some repetitive effort or hypertrophy work on the triceps, just doing a tricep push down, and supersetting that with a glute ham sit-up. I had been doing a weighted front bridge or weighted plank with a plate on my back. Wanted to change it up, so now just doing a glute ham sit-up, hooking the feet into the hold of the glute ham, sitting up, just leaning back and doing a sit-up. I like these. I like a weighted sit-up. I like weighted side bends for my lateral flexion. I've been doing a gar hammer raise for another flexion ab exercise. Comment below what's your favorite trunk or ab exercise. Hit that subscribe and like button. I'm going to continue to do some training vlogs as well as some exercise videos and other home gym content for you. This is a lat pull down machine Facebook Marketplace deal that I found for $250. It's a really nice rack. It's older, but it's solid. It is a weight stack. It's not plate loaded. So it's a really nice deal. I think I got that for $250. Well worth it. And just finishing up with that last set of glute ham sit-up here. Let me know what your favorite horizontal row is, what your favorite flexion or anti-flexion or lateral flexion trunk exercise is. Like, subscribe, check out mostrength.com for additional content and programs, blogs, and check out MoStrength50 on Instagram for additional content and Facebook.